Mm, I'll be right with you and just double checking if my live video is good to go. Oof. Sounds way too loud for me. Oh, I know what it is. Maybe that's better? Hmm. There's always technical issues, but in the meantime, you guys can go ahead and ask any questions that you guys may have. I'm just checking to see if my audio is good. Honestly, oh my goodness, sorry. I need more coffee. I'm jet lagged. I went to Philippines for a month and I'm dying. That's why I'm live right now. I'm gonna discuss some of the things that has been happening in the marketing, what I've been seeing as well, which kind of sucks because yeah. All right, now that I double checked, everything is good. Everything is fine and dandy. But yeah, so hopefully everybody is doing good. Everybody is succeeding in life. You know I haven't for a while since June, and that is due to a reason that has been happening quite frequent in my area, which is has been a lot of people that has been joining the market, you know, as a competitor and everything like that. To me, I know I've said this in the channel um, quite a few times, right? To go out there, get your money, ask for a free photo shoot and stuff like that. But what's been happening is that everybody's just destroying the market essentially, um, to the point that I just I don't want to be bothered by that. Like honestly, like I just been getting constant calls of agents canceling my photo shoots because they found somebody cheaper. Blah 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 blah. So it's been happening quite often. I even joined a couple of photography um, companies that are nationwide to see what is going on, and come to find out that they offer $90 photo shoots for the first time clients, and that to me is like it is kind of like a killer for me. But And it doesn't help that many people are jumping in on YouTube, including myself, like for a bit. But for me, it was more like marketing style things and um, how can how can you get your foot in the door? How can you know come over to the real estate world? But that backfired because within the last year, there was so many channels created where people were just copying straight off Nathan Cool Photo, uh, Rich Bomb, uh, or Bomb. Sorry if I botched the name, but his videos, not word for word, but it was kind of similar. Like they were just teaching and teaching and teaching. And I know my channel has not been growing as fast as I would like to. Maybe because of the reason of that more of the marketing side of things, and marketing is boring. Marketing, you know, there's not a lot of retention there. But if you're willing to teach how to photograph something, then you get the views. Um, there's quite a lot of things that can make a channel successful. But marketing or teaching how to market, teaching photographers how to market a little bit better, or just with my experience alone, it's kind of like meh. It flops, and I understand that a lot of people are not interested in that, um, which kind of like let me just chill, let me focus on um, my photography gig and stuff like that. And yeah, for a moment, it did went well. Then it did fantastic. You know, one of the things that one of the mistakes I have done is not hiring a specific person to handle my relations with agents and stuff like that. But that's another story. I strongly agree that you do need a team and stuff like that. And for the longest, I've been doing it by myself, except for the editing. Editing I can outsource um, to anybody that reach out to me. But yeah, it's been quite a journey. I'm feeling a little bit bummed out of what's been happening here in LA. That there's absolutely I don't understand, honestly. Like if you guys are from LA and and you're doing real estate photography, we everybody needs to get on board on the same page. Like, stop selling your services at $160 or whatever for 40 photos and a foot massage. You know, like it's killing everything. It's killing the market. You do realize you live in LA, and I it baffles me that a lot of people are just selling their services. And I think I've told this story before, um, that a big, well known 8-year old company is selling their services at this mansion that I went to, $7 to $8 million mansion. Uh, the agent was telling me that there was nobody else out there. Everybody was offering him $5 to $10,000 for luxury cars, models, to do a lifestyle video, photos, and everything. Nobody else but this company was offering them 1,500 for everything. And that right there, that was like, I think that was the pinnacle point for me to just like, I'm not gonna get anywhere with this prices that I have, because you know if a big company is watering down their prices, then that means something. But anyway, so that kind of shocked me a little bit, because and disappointed, because the quality of the video, quality of photos was top notch. You cannot say otherwise. For me, I saw them; they were great. But I cannot believe that. they they stooped down that low in order for them to get the business. You know, the house, it was a mansion, yes, but it was meh. You know, for them to do that, I don't know, but so it's been happening more and more and more and more and more and more and more, where people are just watering down their prices, and it's just become a race to the bottom. I understand that Q4 is the slowest time of the year, but this is insane, the amount of photographers out there that are now doing real estate photography, which is not bad. Not bad. It's just that I feel like everybody just needs to get on board of finding a middle ground and raising up their prices at least to 200 or 225, and that's the minimum requirement. But yeah, so been doing that, been struggling with that. Uh, I know some of my viewers, I have them on Instagram, and I've been pretty much seeing what's been happening, and most of them are completely just done with it, you know. And that's another reason that it's kind of scary, because I want to make this into my career, or uh, I have other plans now, but yeah, back then I wanted to make this as my full time gig, and I did for a while. But seeing other photographers that just got in, got their 6 figure, uh, profit to them, and then dip out. Like, Instagram pages are inactive; they're nowhere to be found. I hope they're okay. Um, but I do realize here, I research, just simple Google researching companies out here, that it's like, okay, got my money and I dip, you know. But the only reason why they got their money, especially here, they got their money like that in the first place in that much of a volume, is because they were doing photo shoots at $150, you know, and which that can be okay. Like, I respect it, but for me to get calls of cancellation calls of I found somebody cheaper, an agent told me about this one and all that stuff. They're just eating up my clientele. I just kind of like, okay, let me just move on, and I did. I tried doing people, um, doing graduates and stuff like that, and that was a lot of fun, actually. I just cannot believe that school photography is that much of a money printer. I just call it how I see it. I know some people might get pissed off at that, but it is what it is, you know? I mean, you just got to get a contract, and your clientele's there. You don't need to search, you don't need to market and stuff like that. Of course, if you want to repeat clients and stuff like that, then yeah, absolutely get it done. Um, there's a million ideas when I was working at this studio that I had for the company, but they're a bit old school. Um, everybody was just there for many, many, many years, so they're used to doing certain things. But nonetheless, they give me like inspiration of look into that for a little bit. Would I do it? Not really. It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of equipment. It takes a lot of you know battling out with your biggest competitors that are just humongous and already established for 100 years. So I wouldn't do it here. I'm open to the idea of uh, opening up my own studio. Uh, now that I have touched the waters of doing people, I have never done, well, I have done people. It's just that I don't like doing people, because there are certain things that just comes along with it, and it's just a lot of negative feedback. But when you're doing 200 to 300 kids, even more, you get desensitized pretty much of the negative comments of by saying them, I don't like my photos, blah 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 blah. You just kind of say like, well, that's how you look like in real life. I don't know what to tell you. Um, so yeah, so dabbling into that, I did a little bit of corporate headshots too as well. Same thing happens. Uh, I don't like how I look. Blah blah blah. These are awful. Blah blah blah. I already got desensitized, so I'm just like, okay, well, uh, you paid for the session fee and one headshot, So because the way that I structure my contract with with corporate headshots is that they're paying they're paying me the $100 sitting for me to take my mobile studio, set it up in their office, and you know get as many people as you want, and it's going to be $100 each. That's for like the 15 minutes uh, of different angles and different positions of that one background, and then they get to choose one photo. Any other photos they would like to purchase is going to be an add-on, and if they want a group photo, that's an add-on service plus another add-on fee of retouching all the faces and stuff like that. Because you wouldn't believe it, but and I do understand that editors of the outsourcing the editing process for headshots is a lot more expensive than your simple basic real estate photo. So I digress, but going back to that, so I had my structure payment like that, stuff like that, and they come up to it was too much, too expensive, and then the insults happen where they say they don't like the photos, um, blah blah blah. They're just terrible. I can't use them, but you wanted to you wanted me to edit them in the first place. So the only reason why you're talking to me like that is because you were expecting it for free. But that was just the session fee, the $100 session fee plus you know everything that they got. But so I'm dabbling into it a little bit more. Uh, I like the editor that I have for company headshots, and I love the structure that I have of doing them because it's a lot different than real estate. So, and it doesn't happen as often, you know. But in real estate, if a person says, "Hey, can you come and get this little portion of the house, or can you get detail shots and stuff like that?" A lot of people say, "Yeah, sure," and let it be, and they get the detail shot. But you know, in corporate headshots or if you're doing any portraits type of work, I like to add on. That's just the best way to do it, and I love that system. It's just to prevent that, you know, oh, since you're here, can you come and do this for me? And it's like, well, can you pay it? Um, but yeah, this is pretty much me trying to get back into YouTube for a little bit. I know it's been like very, very, very mishandled, and that is due to plenty of disappointments out there that led to probably depression or whatever that you want to call it. But trying to get out of it, off of the mug, and starting to catch up into things like this, where I talk about a little bit more about photography business and stuff like that, or marketing, you know, the boring stuff. But one thing is for sure is, uh, yeah, real estate right now is in shambles. absolutely in shambles, and hopefully just the, the people who are doing it just to get collect money and get out, and hopefully they leave and they start calling more often, But this time there isn't much out here. There's just too many mouths to feed, not enough food to go by. But yeah, that's pretty much my two senses of what are what is happening to the real estate photography business out here. I'm staying quiet for a little bit because I'm getting tired of talking, and I'm watching myself to see if everything is good. And I'm also trying to see if I can do something else because since I don't have anything else prepared for this. Mm-mm-mm. Once again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to ask. I'm just gonna stay for a little while, trying to see what's going on. Yeah, there's this guy who's like overtaking the space, and that's one of the reasons why we have such bad prices all around LA. Not gonna say who it is, but yeah, it's better not to give him a spotlight. But yeah, he's one of the reasons, one of the main reasons why it's just like ridiculous. The stuff that he says, everything is just like, oh, we'll just do it for $100. Do it for $100. It takes only 15 minutes, you know. But yeah, I guess so. Let's see here. It's like, oh yeah, if If anything, like if disposable cameras had a wider lens, he will probably recommend you using that as a start. So, but yeah, there's this guy. I'm trying to see if there's a video that I can watch. Um, yeah, it is crazy how much overtaking. I mean, props to him for stepping up and start creating content. But the only reason why he's selling courses is because it's pretty bad out there. So, yeah. Let me see. Let's see here. Yeah, see, there's a lot of people who are just photographers, and now they're jumping into real estate photography and getting this type of advice. The whole the whole idea of getting as much volume as you can at a low price. So that concept is very ridiculous to me because if you're just watering down your prices just to get a lot of volume, then you just become a Walmart. You know, would you rather be a Trader Joe's or a Target or whatever, all those fancy places, and do a lot less, but you're getting the same amount? So, and I can tell why. Like the psychology of that is pretty much just do as many as you can, find everything, and they do find it. They end up lowering down as much as possible. Oh, this guy's doing it for $100. I could do it for $80. Blah blah blah. So they do it and they do it. They do it. They get a lot of volume, but then with that volume, they get burnt out, and then that's when they're just like, okay, no, I can't deal with this. Peace out. And then the agent in their brain, they're already trained to say, oh, there's people actually there who's doing it for $80, and I have a $5 million mansion. And it's just like, what? Wait, what? Stop. um, and then when somebody comes along with me, we have to like just go back and forth. Oops, sorry. We just have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with pricing and why is it the way that it's be. And on top of that, and I will talk about it in a separate video, but I got scammed by this agent who offered me a $7 million home, but I known her for the longest, and this is something that I guess it was a lesson learned, that you have to treat everybody the same, no matter who it is, and blah blah blah. But I known her for years now. We've done houses together and stuff like that. So, but yeah, she got this house, beautiful, not beautiful house. It was all beat up and whatnot. It was just a mess. It was just a big nightmare for that. But I did it. I accepted the offer of her paying me after escrow, and yeah, that didn't happen. So lesson learned, I guess. But yeah, it's crazy how people are right now. Yeah, I'll talk about it in a different video. Um, there's not much going on, honestly, and I got bored. Hmm.